I'm going to be talking about the importance of grip strength or forearm strength when it comes to building your upper body strength overall. I know if you use a thick axle bar, you're not going to use as much weight as if you're using a standard Olympic barbell to do your upper body exercises like overhead press, bench press, or even bent over rows. But making your hands really strong can actually impact how much weight you can lift in a certain exercise. I know for myself, when I used to do more overhead pressing, I was able to do more weight when the bar was like a few millimeters thinner than a different barbell. I thought at first I was getting weak or the barbell was slightly lighter, but because I was able to grip the bar much harder because it was thinner and put less focus on the muscle I'm trying to work out itself, I was able to push more weight up. Training with thicker grips or thicker bars can condition your hands to handle that type of thickness, and it allows you to put more work onto the muscles you're supposed to work out. So when you go back to a thinner bar, you'll feel easier. Grip strength is very important in all sports, whether you're doing bodybuilding, powerlifting, strongman, wrestling, or any other type of fights, or even hockey, football. You need to be able to grab onto certain objects properly. Having good grip strength can make a difference in whether you can finish a lift or whether you'll fail a lift. Having the ability to grip a bar as hard as you can impact how much more weight you can overhead press or bench press. I didn't think about this before, but I remember a few years ago when I switched gyms once in a while, the bar was slightly thinner in one of the gyms. I was able to overhead press more weight in the gym that had the thinner bar. So training with different types of bars, so an axle bar, using thicker grips, will condition your hands to handle weights with different thicknesses. And then when you go back to a thickness of a bar that's a little bit thinner than what you're used to, it will feel easier. And therefore you can have the potential to build more muscle. The other theory is when you use a really thick bar to lift weights, you're not fully contracting the forearm muscles. So when you make a tight fist, that's fully contracting the gripping strength. But if you have to grab the bar that's really thick, you have to grab it harder, but you're also grabbing it from a more lengthened position. And when you grab it from a more lengthened position, it is at its weakest point. And because you're not activating the forearm muscles in the fully shortened position, you are having to do more work with the muscles you're trying to work out. So if you're doing a bicep curl with a thick bar, you're doing overhead press with a thick bar, or even back exercises. I could use lifting straps for all my heavy lifts, but lifting straps do have its limitations as well. Like eventually, I will hit plateaus on rack pulls, full rep deadlifts, and then I just have to improve my grip strength, and then that gives me more potential to even handle more weight with the straps on. So I'm no expert when it comes to training grip. Like, I will admit, I do have trouble holding 315 pounds barbell in a deadlift using both hands in the pronated grip. I can hold it easily using the mixed grip. You can hold 405 or 495 with chalk with the mixed grip. So when you're bench pressing, when you're doing overhead press, I know some people are thinking, well, what does grip have to do with getting more weight in? It's when you grip the bar as hard as you can and you activate more muscles. You grip the bar as hard as you can. You protect your wrists when you're bench pressing. Because if you have a weak grip and you try to bench press, then you're not going to keep a straight wrist. I don't like using the thumbless grip when it comes to bench pressing. I think it's also known as suicide grip. I don't think it's worth it. So I would just grip the bar as hard as I can. And that will protect my wrists. And that will give me a lot more power to push more weight.